darlings. Oh, thank you for joining me for the second ever live trailer breakdown. Oh, we're going to have such a good time. Thank you, Popcorn Roulette. This trailer to me was one of the most glorious things I've ever seen. Hey, Danny. It couldn't have been more perfect in my opinion. I think there were some surprises. I think there are some theories that are already percolating. And we're going to talk about some of the details. The way live trailer breakdowns work is they're a little different than regular live streams. You're, of course, welcome to chat, and I think that people will enjoy the chat who are watching this after the fact, the live chat. But I'm not going to address your questions and comments for the most part until the end when we'll do a 5-minute Q&A because, I want this to be a trailer breakdown that people can watch after the fact. All right, so I got my notes. I'm ready to go, baby. I love Harley. Harley has my hair in this trailer. I'm like, oh, I see you, Lady Gaga. I also need to get my roots done. I'll just tell people it's Lady Gaga Harley Quinn chic. Thank you very much. We're busy. We don't have the time. And hair grows quickly. All right, so anyway, I love it. All right, so here we go. I got the whole trailer ready to go. I got my little arrow to point stuff out. We're going to have a great time. All right, so let me start it. All right, so we start out. Here we go. Here's Arthur in Arkham Asylum. He looks adorable. I forgot all the people he killed. So I have to say, like in the beginning, the sound design here is really fantastic and so crystal clear. Like you feel like you're in Arkham. And, I feel very bad for him. I also am a little worried about Joaquin Phoenix. Tom Hanks has said the yo-yoing of one's weight is what led him to get diabetes. So I don't know how many times Joaquin Phoenix can do this, but it's very effective. So he's so cute as Joker. I mean, how often do you see Joker and you go, oh, he's adorable. I just want to give him a hug. But here you do. That's a great point, November Christine. The spots are Joker's makeup color palette. That's one of the things I did not catch, so thank you. That's one of the great things about the live trailer breakdown. Sometimes you guys have really fantastic contributions. So yeah, so that's the colors of his makeup right there. And they're pulling out and they're like, hey, Arthur, you got a joke for us? And I think that's fantastic. I love that. Subscribers can comment, by the way, if you're wondering who can comment. So he's coming out and he's being escorted. I'll just say it now. This guy on the right is celebrated actor Brendan Gleeson. Donald Gleeson is his son. So that role is a banger. Something's happening there. That guy's going to cause some kind of problems for Joker. So he's not there by accident. He's got his little rain hat on. So, all right, so Joker, he's being escorted back. Clearly, he's in solitary confinement, but not for long. All right, so he's coming back and he's walking past the music room. Look at Lady Gaga. She's waiting for him. Look at that. Oh, thank you, Foreign Fool. It's a trap. I believe it's a trap. I think it was Remy before this live stream started said it looks like Harley might be the abuser in this relationship. And I got to tell you, I think she might be, which is an interesting twist. We'll talk about it as this trailer goes on. The first movie was very much, I don't like the word incel. I think obviously it has such negative connotations. But, it was very much from the perspective of a guy who was alone, And the very profile, by the way, if you look at Mindhunter, the David Fincher show with Jonathan Groff on Netflix, that was very much, the way that, the guys whose mothers are mean to them, they become killers. Arthur fits that psychological profile. And so it would be interesting to twist it around where Harley was the aggressor. And instead of Joker targeting her like he does in the original Mad Love comic, she targets him. I think that she targeted him. I think that's what it's starting to look like from this trailer. I agree with many of you. She's really manipulating him. She is really guiding him. I think she sees that he's very successful And she sees an opportunity to latch onto that and use it herself. Now, who is she? Some of you wondered if she was a fellow patient. I don't believe that she is, and I think there's plenty of evidence in this trailer alone that she's not. I believe that she's either a music therapist or she is a volunteer at Arkham, and this is how she got in. But I think she's definitely using psychological elements because you can see that she's very clearly manipulating him. I feel very bad for poor Arthur. He just can't catch a break. He finally feels that he got the woman of his dreams. You know, folie à deux, a shared delusion. But she's faking it, like so many women. Oh yeah, I love all the same stuff you do. What are you talking about? I'm totally into it. She's probably not even crazy. Let's say. I think this is fascinating. Did not expect that. Not quite sure how I feel about it. Because, of course, Harley is supposed to be a poster woman for abusive relationships. So to flip it around, although I think maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the way to keep guys engaged. Where you're like, hey, guys, you're the victim in this. This bitch is targeting your boy. And they're like, isn't that always the way? That'd be brilliant. That'd be really, really smart of Todd Phillips. He made The Hangover. He knows what guys like. And they're all going to be like, that's right. Women are awful. And Lady Gaga's like, I'll do it. I love it. All right. I just love the way she's looking at him. She could not be more obvious. But, you know, women have to be aggressive. I love it. She's like, hey, buddy. Hey, cutie. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. How you doing? She looks phenomenal, by the way. As soon as I saw her, I was like, that's Harley. So Harley. The most Harley I've ever seen outside of the animated series. All right, so there she is. She's like, hey, sexy. And he's like, ooh. And Brendan Gleeson's like, hurry up. I don't know who gave him cigarettes. Maybe it was Harley. Now look at this. All right, so they're talking here, and they're probably the music therapist, maybe Harley's assisting, is saying, we use music to make us whole, to balance the fractures within ourselves. And I think a lot of people would say, hey, I do that too. And I'm not even in a mental institution. But so I can relate to the movie. So, but look at this. So I think Arthur's going to get really into music. And they have music playing. What the world needs now is love. And isn't that sad that Arthur finally feels that he found love? Man, I feel so bad for Arthur. All right, so anyway, look at this. The umbrellas, they changed color. They were not those colors a second ago. Arthur is imagining it. Aw, look at that. He loves primary colors and the 70s. This is very 70s. I think it takes place in the 80s, right? But he has an interesting color palette. But I just think that's cool. So he's imagining, he's starting small. He's just changing the color of the umbrella. So he matches my shirt. I wore this shirt intentionally for this stream. It matches even more than I thought. And also, that's right. Those colors are his colors. He just really likes those colors. He's like, that's my color palette, babe. All right, so he's imagining it. And she's coming up those stairs. Oh, she looks so great. She looks so great. Every New York woman can relate to this. They're like, oh, yeah, that's how I was walking around the city the other day. And she says, I'm nobody. She's playing it down. She knows all the right things to say to this guy. It's incredible. Wow. Although every woman watching is just like, oh, yeah, that's like talking to a dude 101. All right, so anyway, she's like, I'm nobody. Look at that. Oh, she's so great. Okay, so we're going to get to her other comments in a moment. But here, boy, does she know how to flirt with this guy. That's because she clearly has a psychiatric background. You know, she's manipulating him. I think that's totally it. She's manipulating him perfectly. She knows every single thing to do. So look at this. And by the way, she's got ballet shoes on. Where's my little arrow? She's got ballet dance shoes on. There we are. Love it. Love it very much. Okay? So, look at this. So she's like, oh, I'm going to blow my brains out. And he's like, what's she going to do? Is she going to do it? Is she really going to do it? She did do it. She did it so perfectly. I can't believe how well she did it. It's amazing. Anyone who doesn't think Lady Gaga is Harley Quinn is nuts. She is Harley Quinn. It's incredible. I absolutely adore it. She could not look cooler. I love it. Look at her eyebrows. I love her eyebrows. Her eyebrows are great. I love a strong eyebrow, Lady Gaga. So fantastic. Absolutely adore it. All right. So she's like, I haven't done anything with my life like you have. And he's like, oh, tell me more, Harley. I do kind of know. I don't know, Marco, I do know the end of the movie, but they might have changed it. I hope to God they've changed it, but I'm not going to give it away. That's a jerky thing to do. I'm not going to do that. All right, so she, I think this is a sweater maybe she's wearing later on. Very nice. All right. So I just think she does that so perfectly. I don't know why the rest of the guards aren't like, I think we should separate these two. This looks like not going to turn out well for the rest of us. I love this shot. Hold on. I love this shot. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, the art. I get a little worried that this might be a lot of like small, like cabaret-like sequences, and I don't need too much of that, boy. I mean, let's keep that to a minimum, please. But there are some things in the trailer that make me feel maybe that won't be the case. But anyway, he's in the spotlight, right? Solo in this shot, mind you. All right, he's about to sing. And when the trailer, I saw it for the first time, I was getting real nervous. I was like, oh man, I hope this works out. Now, they actually don't have him sing in this trailer at all. I don't think so. But look, I love this cut. Now, I want to point out to you that here they're watching some kind of movie. I wonder what it is. They're watching a movie for the insane asylum. I don't know why she's there at night. I think she's clearly breaking a lot of rules. But this clearly isn't a very nice insane asylum where they clearly don't care that much about the rules. So I like the choices for her fashion. They're soft, feminine, and fun. Like she's already kind of like an escape. She's very girly girl. You know, just the kind that Arthur would imagine would be ideal for him. Isn't that interesting? I mean, she's just a trap. Every single thing about her is a trap. I think that's something we need to think of looking at her going forward. All right? So look at it. She's almost going to touch him, but then she stops herself. Oh, again, I feel this is all manipulative. I feel this is an act. She's like, oh, I'm so innocent. Okay? And I don't even know if he noticed it. Maybe she felt it would be going too far. But she leans in and look at that orderly back there. Hey, buddy, wake up and do your job. You know, like, hold on. Wake up and do your job. He doesn't care. But I'm like, come on. This lady's clearly harassing this poor patient. So she's like, let's get out of here. And it's let's get out of here in more ways than one. All right? Oh, look at the way he looks at her. It's like she's asking him to dance at a high school dance. Arthur, run! I feel so bad for you. I feel really bad. Okay. All right. So he's like, oh, wow, is this really happening to me? And look, this is gorgeous. This backdrop looks like an old time, like backdrop that they painted for movies, right? Barbie kind of played off of this as well. It's gorgeous with like this watercolor stuff. Again, it's his colors. It's his color scheme. I mean, it's just stunning. And I love the way he walks in here with so much more confidence in his imagination. And it's his fantasy. Look, that's also what's so smart about it. The way that Todd Phillips is framing this, it's his fantasy. He's in charge. She is just a part of his imagination, even though in reality, she's manipulating the whole thing. Okay? So he's coming in here and she's like, oh, yes, you take charge. And he comes in. Oh, he's so gentle and loving. And they dance. In front of this gorgeous fake moon. But they're really dancing in the rain on the street. Now, here's another question. How did they get out of the mental institution? Because she's clearly someone who can sign them out. Now, she snuck them out maybe, but still, she's someone who can get out. You'll notice that she's actually never locked up anywhere in this trailer, even though he's in jail. He's in the insane asylum. Zeke the Wise calling this Ha Ha Land instead of La La Land is pretty freaking brilliant. You should work for Warner Brothers. I don't think La La Land was a Warner Brothers film, though. Darn it, too bad for them. But I love that, all right? So they're dancing. Look at that. They look so in love. Oh, they're just killing me here. All right? And look how he's just so in love. For him, it's very real. So he's running, okay? Obviously. I'm glad I was here to tell you that. So, but look, there's like another Joker chasing him, right in the back there, and then there's like another kind of like middle ground Joker. But look, the police are stopping those guys. I wonder if they're not totally going after him. And then look, they're back on their own show, but this time he's sharing it with her. They've got their own variety show, Joker and Harley. And look at this. He's just jazzing. He's just jazzing here. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little, I hope this doesn't go on for too long, this sequence, right? I get a little nervous. And she's suddenly a go-go dancer, right? And you're like, okay, this is fine. This is okay. I don't want this to be too much of the movie, but I'm liking it so far. Let's see what the song choice is, too. If the songs are great, I won't care. Back to reality. Oh, but he doesn't seem to care. He's having a great time. So here she is. This is great. Now pay attention also. By the way, another reference I think they might be using here is Fatal Attraction. I'd be very curious if this was also Fatal Attraction, because Lady Gaga is a very good Glenn Close approximate as well. And, that was very much a trap for Michael Douglas's character. So that to me is very interesting. So here she is again. She's not locked up. She's able to go to the courthouse, and she's clearly made herself the representative for Joker. She's really taken advantage of the opportunity, boy, but she looks amazing. That's Harley Quinn. To me, with all due respect to Margot Robbie, and to Margot Robbie's credit, she really popularized the character. But to me, this is Harley. It's just absolutely stunning. She just looks incredible. All right, so let me just check my notes here. All right, so you can see Free Joker. They're all like, they're chanting, they're all backing him up. And there they are having a nice intimate moment where she seems to have snuck in contraband. I don't think she's allowed to put his makeup on. I think that's probably something he's not supposed to do at Arkham. But again, no one's paying attention. So she's giving him a glow up. Now, Steve Coogan. I love Steve Coogan. I'm such a big Steve Coogan fan. I think he's a perfect fit with this material, right? So he's like, what's changed, Arthur? Clearly, maybe he's a doctor or somebody. Maybe he's Arthur's lawyer. Maybe he's a journalist. We don't know. We'll have to see. But he clearly seems to be interviewing him at Arkham. And he's like, what's changed, Arthur? So look at that. We'll get to Arthur's answer in a moment. That's incredible. I don't know if this is a fantasy sequence or not, or if he really got out of jail. But boy, do they look incredible. They look so great. And by the way, you'll notice it's very subtle, but even with these white stockings, there's a diamond pattern on Harley's stockings. So I think that's really cool. But kudos. Harley Quinn isn't trying to be really feminine and very sexy here. She is doing the exact same broken doll puppet body language that Joaquin Phoenix is doing. She is very much the female version of his Joker. And I really respect that. To me, that is much more important. Look at that knock-knock sign. Does he have a joke? I think that's great. I think that's so fantastic. Now, but I don't even know if this sequence is necessarily real. But it sure looks great. So we'll see. Is he being taken to court? Is there a chance that he's going to get free? Is that maybe what's happening? Are they is there a movement to get him out? And he says, what's changed? What's changed, Arthur? What's the difference? And he's saying, I'm not alone. Look at that shot. He's saying, I'm not alone anymore. And I think that's not only Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, but obviously all these people who are supporting him, right? So I think I was a big part of the end of the last movie. But this shot is incredible. This shot right there, my God. My God, this shot is beautiful. That is just like, that is Joker all the way. He looks just so perfectly like he's got the gangster look of Joker. The makeup is on point. The shadowing is very much like what Alex Ross always does for the character. You just don't get better than this. It is just so incredible. I just can't believe it. And what is going on? It's his wedding day. Oh my God, I'm so sad and worried for him. Okay, by the way, what a change of events that we're worried about Joker when it comes to Joker and Harley. I just can't believe that Todd Phillips might have flipped that around. That solves all his problems with the guy audience. And you know what? I'll allow it. You might think that the rest of us would be like, what are you doing, man? You can't make a change like that. But that's okay with me. It doesn't bother me. I think it fits with the material. And that, if they're going to keep making all these different variations, they might as well do something interesting with it. So they're getting married at the chapel, the fake cutout stage chapel. I like that shot. I believe that is the the little person that maybe whose life he spared. Remember at the end of the last movie, right? This is so great. She's sure taking her sweet time getting over there, but he finds it charming, right? So they're going to get married. Who's going to officiate? So look, again. Hold on. Hold on. She's not in jail. She's not in jail. She's blowing smoke into his mouth, right? I mean, like, whoa. I mean, again, no one's overseeing these guys. But, like, she's not in jail. She clearly works at Arkham, you know, either as a music therapist or a volunteer, but she's got a lot of access. Some of you are saying maybe she's totally imagined. I don't know how I'd feel about it. I don't think that she is, to be honest with you. I just think this is a very lax insane asylum. And she is really smart. I just can't believe they might have changed it. It's just brilliant in its simplicity. All right, so anyway, look at that shot. Sorry. There it is. So beautiful, so romantic. That's gorgeous. That's their wedding day. That just looks really, really phenomenal. And again, it's framed from his perspective. Imagine that in the movie. They frame everything from his perspective. It's his romance. And then in the end, they flip it. And they show that she's been manipulating him the whole time. But it's very, you have to pay attention to this kind of stuff. The framing is very interesting. Let me get my arrow. The way their heads are tilted, he's in the dominant position. You can still see her very well, but this is very much his story. And the way it's lit and the fact that he has the makeup on. I wonder if when she starts to put the makeup on is when things start to change. When she starts to put on the clown mask. That would be fascinating. All right. So, but this looks like, that looks like the courtroom. At first I thought that was a nightclub, but that looks like a courtroom. Is he going to sing in court? Now I don't know if he should sing in court. We'll see. I don't know about that. But that's the courtroom, actually, if you look at the chandeliers. The chandeliers, that's the courtroom, okay? So, look at that. Who doesn't love this? Hotel Arkham, vacancy, baby. There's a vacancy. We're waiting for you. Come join us. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. This little fake Wes Anderson rooftop. That's right. Oh, yeah, Batman. If you want to know, Batman would love this rooftop. He's like, I do love a good rooftop, guys. That's fantastic. Got all the water towers. But the Hotel Arkham thing is pretty great. I mean, that's just fantastic. And the fact that there's a vacancy is just really well thought out. So he's talking about, he's like, things are going astray. But you know who this is, okay? That is Lady Gaga's character. She's out and about, and there's some kind of, Joker seems to be inciting a riot, right? You can see that he's giving some kind of interview on the TV stations. And I have to say, this reminds me very much of the Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer origin sequence from Batman Returns, where she sees Batman having an effect on the world. That's right, Marco, we had the same thought. Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns saw that Batman had agency and that he had an effect on the world. And so that's why she became Catwoman, to be a female version of Batman with her own twist on it. And so it almost feels like a villain version of that. Maybe Todd Phillips is a Batman Returns fan as well. Who isn't? So I think that Todd Phillips is creating the same situation where Harley feels she's nobody. And then she sees the effect that Joker has, and she goes, how can I take that for myself? So this is very interesting to me. But, and I wouldn't mind if it got inspiration from the Michelle Pfeiffer origin, because that's one of my favorite things of all time. I just never get tired of that. I love that. That's right, Eugene. She's a Joker stan. All right, so there they are. It seems they are blowing this popsicle stand, right? Lighting Arkham on fire. She's tendered her resignation. So they're busting out. And then look at that, though. Oh, and I don't see Arthur around here. Maybe that's when she's getting ready to go to the court. But, she's starting to have a little bit of her own agency there. That's a little scary, quite frankly. I love that they look almost like cuts. I think that looks really, really fantastic. All right, so it starts to get real interesting. This is the trailer. This was the tease they released yesterday, right? So he's just crying in the courtyard. Where's his jacket, you heathens? Those guards are just watching him, and he's cry laughing. But look, this is the courtroom with cameras. They've got cameras in there You can see they've got cameras. They're live broadcasting it. But there's an explosion. Explosion! All right, so, does not look good. So he goes flying. But look at this. Oh, I'm surprised they put this in the trailer. I'm not sure why they put this in the trailer. I'm not totally sure what's happening here. You can see that she's already shot somebody in the head. Okay, one of the lawyers, it looks like. And she and Arthur seem to be having some issues, some dating issues, okay? But what's interesting to me is that no one in the courtroom is reacting. Everyone is still. Everyone's totally frozen. And it makes me wonder if this is like the shared delusion that you're witnessing, right? So, look at the court look at those people totally frozen behind them, those two lawyers. That's really interesting. I wonder what's going on there. But look at her outfit. She's got the diamond pattern, and I love that they're mismatched. The green eyeshadow might be a bit much for me. I'm like, that's a harsh look, Harley. She's like, whatever, man. But you can see the diamond pattern on the sleeves of the sweater. Her necklace, even now that I see it. The dress, that's just really phenomenal. I love the mismatched diamond pattern. And also, you can see that she's putting a smile on her own face. She's putting a smile on her face. I love that. But I wonder whose blood that is. Very unhygienic. All right. So that was one of my favorite shots, actually. He's jamming out here on his show. But I do like this shot. I like the wide-angle lens. I think it's really cool. That's a gorgeous shot. I mean, I'm nervous, but it's beautiful. It's actually one of my favorite shots in the trailer. So there, look at that. You're breaking my heart, Arthur. You leave him alone, Harley. What a crazy thing to say. You get away from him, Harley. What a crazy thing to say. I guess that fits, right? So he's just so innocent and sweet, and he really feels that maybe she does love him. All right, so I think he's really going to pull in a lot of guys with this story. So look at that. She says, I want to see the real you. So manipulative. He's not supposed to be doing this, Harley. All right, so she's like, I want to see the real you. And look at that. She draws this little thing, and I was like, how effective can this be? Get ready to have your mind blown if you haven't seen it yet. So he's like, okay. And so when they do the change in focus, it gets really like blurry, like the makeup would be. And you're like, oh my God, that's incredible. So he moves into position. I mean, I wonder how they were able to do this so perfectly. I wonder how many takes it took. And look at that. He smiles perfectly, and he comes to life. It is the real him. She is seeing the real him. So even though it's manipulative, it's true. So it's just so gorgeous. And there he is. There's the real him. And he's so happy, and he feels he's met his soulmate, even though I think there's a very good chance that she's evil. All right. And then they're like, Joker Folie à deux. October 4th, get excited. And I'm like, we were like, we are excited. We can't wait. So I think that was just absolutely stunning. So, I mean, it's just incredible. Let's pick a good shot. Where do we want to go? All right, let's pick a good shot. I like the one where they're together. Where is it? I like that one. Let's do that one. That's very nice. It's lovely. Happy times. All right, so Q&A time. That's my trailer breakdown. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Now we're going to do 10-minute. How long are we doing? Yeah, let's do 10. This is an exciting trailer. We'll do a 10-minute Q&A, and then I got to jump. Okay? All right. So hold on. Oh, it's over my face. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. I got to move it. The one thing I didn't have prepped in time. Okay, there we go. Q&A, baby. All right, 10 minutes. It's 11:18. We'll go to 11:28. All right, so hey, Val. Val says, absolutely can't wait. My brother absolutely loved the Joker, and the first movie, it was one of the last films he watched. Val, I feel so awful about your brother passing away, but he really does live on in you. All right, so Levi says, hi, Grace. If they did make Harley the manipulative one, does that change how you'd feel about a potential third act choice you mentioned before? Nope, it would validate the third act choice that I heard of. Haunted Autumn says, as someone who was taken from their mother and grew up in an asylum, the idea that maybe 85... Did that really happen to you, Haunted Autumn? The idea that maybe 85% of this film is in Arkham and they use music therapy to escape, bravo. Phantom of the Opera saved me. Oh, that's fascinating, Haunted Autumn. I'm glad you're doing okay. I hope that this movie is not small in scale, although the first one wasn't. So I gotta tell you, I have faith in Todd Phillips, and I really have faith in him now. I think the guy knows what he's doing. Elise says, how much of this is happening inside of his head? That I'm not sure of. I haven't heard anything about it happening inside of his head, Elise. I would be very disappointed if a lot of it was happening inside of his head, unless it was this shared delusion, like this dance sequence I'm fine with. But I don't want him to be imagining the whole thing. Hey, Nissim. Matthew says, why is Harley dressed as a patient if she isn't one? Part of his delusion to bring her down to his level, perhaps? No, I think I think she lives in like whatever 1980s Gotham this is. I think she's wearing comfortable dance clothing, you know? I mean, like, you don't got to dress up at Arkham, that's for sure. And she might argue that she dresses that way to be more relatable to the patients. But I think the real reason she dresses that way is to be more relatable and flirty with Arthur. I think the whole reason she took that, well, although that's from Mad Love. Even though Joker was the one who manipulated her, don't forget that she did go to Arkham Asylum with the plans, even in the original comic, to do a tell-all book based on Joker. He just turned the tables on her. Interesting. So it isn't too much of necessarily a deviation. Eric says, do you see Oscar nominations for this movie? If it keeps up like this, I do. Oh, yeah, that's right, Mika. Where's Catherine Keener? That's good. Don't tell us too much. I don't want to see too much. I think they showed a lot in this trailer, quite frankly. Jake says, what are your favorite Joker Harley comics that you would recommend? Definitely Mad Love. You got to read Mad Love. There aren't a lot of really great Joker Harley comics, to be honest with you. You got to watch the animated series, all the episodes that they did together. And I would watch the new Joker Harley show. The new Harley Quinn show on Max? Great show. Highly recommend that. You guys always think this is vodka. Why would that's so much vodka? I'm just naturally having a good time, man. Elpidio says, should we be concerned this is a month away from Beetlejuice? No, Beetlejuice will play out in time. Everyone will go see Beetlejuice, and then everyone will see Joker. It's also, you want this release date for Joker because that's what the first movie had. You want to copy the release schedule, so you don't mess with it too much. Let's see here. Steven says, using delusional musical numbers is a great way to add more fantasy to Joker, yet be able to keep a gritty, grounded feel. Can't wait to hear Gaga sing. I hope. Again, it's going to be they have to have the perfect balance, but we'll see. Bug says, my theory is that she's part of his mental, and he is both characters, or Harley is completely in his head. So far, she doesn't interact with any. Oh, that's interesting but she does interact with the crowd at the courthouse. But that's a good catch, Bug. Let's see here. Gilberto says, I want that as a poster. That is this poster right here, that is beautiful. Yes, he says, I don't like how people are negatively comparing Gaga and Margot's Harley Quinn. Well, Margot Robbie did a really nice job, and she said she always wanted Harley to be a character that many actresses would portray, and she's excited to see everyone's different take on the character. And, a lot of people have played Joker. I think that, I have to say, I'll be honest with you. I guess I kind of did it a little myself. And I think the reasoning is that a lot of us who are Harley Quinn fans were a little upset with how the character was changed by the live action movies. It's not Margot Robbie's fault, but I think Margot Robbie truly did not understand Harley Quinn. So I think it's less about the actresses and more being excited about the character finally being done right. That, to me, is what I think is the most important. Adam Sphere says, is this Joker too likable? No, I don't think so. I think it's what makes him different and why you can have a different set of movies with him. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Gramos, I'm so glad you're enjoying the breakdown. Oh, hold on. I'm going back here. Man. Wow, this is really... Thanks for all your wonderful questions and comments. Let's see here. Jose says, will this movie make $1 billion opening weekend? No. I'm worried it won't make $1 billion at all, quite frankly. I'm a little nervous about it. It just has to get, even if it's just a little, even if it's like, I'll even take 800 million. But I am a little nervous. Guys would have to see this movie a lot. But maybe, I think Todd Phillips, this is pretty great. Oh, let's see here. Lisa, I can't believe how good it is either. I'm shocked how good it is. Matthew says, Harley. Oh yeah, Matthew, I already talked about your question about why Harley was maybe dressed like patient-like. Danny says, Grace, do we need Batman in this movie? I don't think so. I don't think you need Batman in the film. I really don't. I wouldn't mind if Bruce Wayne was somehow around. I wouldn't mind that, like they're on a collision course. I think the first movie handled it perfectly. But this is really clearly about Joker and Harley. And that's what I'm interested in, and that's clearly what the movie's about. Vicente says, my theory is she pushes him too far, she breaks him, and the film ends with him turning into the Joker we know today. Maybe. I'm not telling you what the ending is. And again, they might have changed it. So, let's see here. Jarrett says, psychiatrists can dress casual at work. That's right, they sure can. Let's see here. African Children Media is now excited after this trailer. Huzzah! Let's see. Well, hey, Axel, it's nice to see you too. NR says, based on first impressions, what category do you think this movie will be competitive in? I guess you mean for the Oscars. Picture, maybe screen, no, I don't know about writing. Maybe, but picture, actress, and actor probably would be my guesses. And director. Maybe cinematography. Jennifer says, this looks so impressive. My excitement has multiplied for this. At first, I wasn't sure how much but now I think it's a great idea for a sequel, right? Oh, Martin Levy says, are they hiding the singing? They kind of seem to be hiding it a little bit, right? I think you're right. I think they're making it clear that it's a musical. But I think that this is just the teaser trailer. I think someone will sing in the second trailer. They better sing because, I don't want to having a situation like Mean Girls where people show up and then they get frustrated and angry. MM92 says that, Grace, that last shot in the trailer gave me goosebumps. The artistry! Agreed. That's right, Spiderlink. Quite frankly, indeed. Quite frankly. Library Picture says, do you think Gaga will submit for Best Leading Actress or Supporting? She should go for Supporting. But let's see the performance. Let's see here. Thank you, Gramos. I already thanked you for that. Let's see here. Kirsten Dunst fan says, do you think they undersold the music? Will Gaga convert straight men by song like a siren? I don't know. I have to hear the music, to be honest with you. I really feel that having guys, and I think that having a potential movie that sides with guys and shows that guys can be in an abusive relationship. I'm not sure they're doing that, but it kind of seems that way. And I think that would really go over well with the group that would maybe be otherwise put off. Lee Riddles, what a great name, says the big change for Harley to manipulate makes sense since patients can't consent. So the power dynamic between Joker and Harley would highlight that. Oh, that's interesting. Also, we've already done the other one. I mean, how do you differ it from the Margot Robbie version? We already did the fact that she was manipulated by Joker and abused. And we already had that in the animated show and the comics. How do you tell Harley's story yet again but make it different? That could be the answer. Haunted Autumn says, oh yes, it really happened. Obviously very anecdotal, but this trailer really struck a chord with me. I'm glad you're okay, Haunted Autumn. I'm glad you made it through to the other side. Zay says, Grace, do you think this duo is going to be a popular couple's costume for Halloween this year? Not to the same degree that I think that Harley Quinn, Jared Leto and Margot Robbie were, because Margot Robbie and Jared Leto were the hot Joker and Harley. And, of course, everybody likes to be slutty and hot for Halloween. This is not really that slutty. So I think I can see some couples doing it, but not to maybe necessarily the same degree. A lot of film fans will. It's like the intellectual Joker, right? Josh Loves Movie says, do you think that if Joker Folie is as successful as Joker, that it will lead to more R-rated DC movies? I don't know. Let's see. I think it's tough. R-rated movies are tough. PG-13 continues to be the sweet spot for box office. I gotta tell you though, I would never really want to dress up as Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, but I would love to dress up as Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn. Let's see here. I think I already own a lot of the clothes already. We're getting I think we're a little over the time, but hold on. Enter for None says, don't think that Harley is a mere patient. People that reduce themselves like her to connect to others, they are renouncing success as a measure in life or baiting. Yeah, that's what we said, Enter for None. Casual Trekker says, could the running scene be in his head and the real Joker persona trying to chase him down and take back over? That's an interesting theory, but then I wonder what the police would serve in that. And we know that's the same suit that he's wearing on the stairs that we've seen them filming in. Hey, Zay, thank you. Xtina says, I'm sorry, but Gaga is a terrible actress and will never be able to do what Margot's done. Well, Xtina, I'm glad that Margot Robbie is such a faithful fan in you, but I could not disagree more. Gramos, that was so generous of you. Thank you for gifting those memberships. Your photo is fantastic. You look so happy. And your little puppy is adorable. A performing artist says, Harley manipulating Joker will be the last nail in the coffin for his humanity. Oh, I like that. It ultimately makes him the pessimistic villain he becomes. That would probably be the final straw. That's true. That's sad. I feel so bad for him. Maybe Brendan Gleeson's nice, and he's like, that lady's crazy. Don't date her. Hey, Sakuchi. Hi in Tokyo. It's probably, what is it, morning for you? Jack says, hey, Grace, amazing breakdown. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Do you think Lady Gaga could get a nomination or a win? I think she'll probably get a nomination. I hope so. I don't know about a win, though. Jake says, do you think she could be revealed to be evil in Act 3 and switch into the traditional Harley accent? I don't know. I don't know if she's going to want to do the traditional Harley accent. I think that's tricky. I'm scared for her. All right, I can't go back any further. All right. Let's see here. I think I better get going because I'm over my time anyway. Hey, Thunderstrike. Good use of emojis. And then Film Fanatic says, does this make or break Gaga's acting career? I think Lady Gaga will always act, but I think this will maybe help her. I think that House of Gucci did a lot of damage to her career. She's so perfect for this role, though. It's ridiculous. Jack, I'm sorry I missed your super chat, but it won't let me go back any further, I don't believe. Let me check. Oh, Gap, I like your new badge. Congrats. Emerald badge is pretty sweet. Let's see here. Oh, Foreign Fool. Thank you for gifting those memberships. I didn't see that. Okay. All right. That's funny, Finn Moreau. Arthur, you in danger, girl. That's fantastic. I love that. Very funny. All right, you guys are great. I had a wonderful time going over this with you. Thank you for joining me, especially so late or early, depending where on the globe that you are. I had a great time. I think the trailer is phenomenal. Thank you, Brent. And I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye-bye.